Seniac, you have negative income. You're losing money. Seniac, let's make USA isolated from OilTown. Also, Seniac, we can connect it through a subway. Seniac, let's expand OilTown. Charles Phillips, what about OilTown Corp? It's the economy is about to crash. Do a train line, please. OilTown. We have golf and monies. Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. Why is the USA not buying our oil? Me. Low noobs. Guys, welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines. You thought Fulltopia was bad? Trying to get it to work on this new update? You have no idea how OilTown is going down right now. Whew. But we're all good, boys. We got it working. Nice. Guys, today I'm going to use some of that new DLC stuff. And by using that new DLC stuff, what I want to do is try and attempt to connect the two countries. There's a lot of like back and forth with should I do it, should I not do it. There's a big discussion in the comment section, but I'm going to do it. And I'll tell you for why and good reasons right now. So before that, guys, if you've been enjoying OilTown, please smash that like button down below. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when the next video comes out. And guys, we are losing a lot of money. Now, I think the big money losers, or the reason why we're losing so much money, like ridiculous amounts, like 69,000 a week. One of them is because we upped the ships. Not saying that's the sole reason. Look at that. Oh my god, 71,000. What in the world? We put loads of ships on the route, meaning our expenses have gone slightly higher. We upped the blimps and all that kind of jazz, and now we have the expenses for the planes slightly higher as well. And just in general, I mean, we got standard taxes. Oh, why are these only 12% and these are 9%? Well, that doesn't make sense. So we're going to up that to 12. We're going to up that to 12. Right, we're going to up these all to 12. And then see how it rock and rolls. But yeah, we need to make more money. And my thought behind this is we need to hook the two countries up. Now, I don't mean big subway because that really defeats the purpose. I need to take advantage of cargo because OilTown right now, it can only ship what it can ship and what's available. And only what's available at the minute is the airplanes and the boats coming in. Now, it kind of manages to a certain extent. How's OilTown Corp? That's still kind of pumping along. But we need to kind of create that new export kind of region, that new available connection, which is going to be by train. Now, we're going to somehow get the train network over here, connected up over here, which means I might either extend off the current one. Where's the current line? It's this one here. Or I might build a completely separate one altogether. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I want to kind of hook it up to here and then have a better kind of train export route. For the USA as well. Now, the reason I want a better train route is because there's only so much we can do with the boats. And, I mean, there's a lot of vehicles coming down. And what I've noticed as well, traffic is abysmal trying to get to this area. And I need to solve that. Now, I've tried to kind of play around with a little export area over here. I mean, it does its job, but it's not perfect. And I only have that one. So I want to try and hook up more of the trains on there. I want to sort the train lines on here because at the minute they go underground and it's, again, terrible. So I want to spend some time on sorting out the train network. Not the metro, just the train network for this episode so we can export goods a whole lot easier. Because if I can export the goods easier, get them out, things run more smoothly and we make more cash. Buddy boolah. And that, I mean, that's really it at the end of the day. You just want things to run smooth and make a ton of cash, money moolah, right? Right, guys? So, we're going to sort out the USA first because this is pretty much the beginning and the end of the train network because OilTown, to get goods from there, we need to get it over to the USA and export it out of the region. Now, to get out of the region, we need good connectivity. So I think we'll start here. Now, I want to take advantage of one of the transport hubs. And I want to take a look at this one. I use this for Fulltopia, and it's kind of sparked some ideas for me for OilTown. Because one side's metro, one side is trains. And what I can do, because I've got a passenger line just there. If, for example, because I was kind of looking around the region, where would it go best? If I put it like here, for example, somewhere there. what I could do is have the passenger line come in for the trains, and then they can get onto the subway, and then they're connected to all of this. Wonderful for those guys. For the trains, we can have it, well, the actual passenger trains, it comes in, but then we can have a route for the cargo trains that kind of comes in the same way, so we can keep it all neat and tidy. And then that kind of bypasses that and continues to be hooked up to a couple of export routes, but we need to kind of get all that up and running. So I think first things first, then we'll create a connection. So what I'm going to do is we're going to delete this, and let's see the size of it. So if I brought that up to, why would that not connect? I don't know. There. The larger one is the train one, isn't it? Yes, I need to spin that round. All right, there we go. And boom. I'm hoping that's going to be perfect. Yeah. So it's a different type of road, but that's not an issue because we can unhook it, meaning then we can upgrade it. And you're probably still running Seniac. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Just watch what I'm about to do, guys. Watch what I'm about to do. So the train network's there. We can make it go under. We'll make it go over this section here. And then we'll make it kind of keep close to the highway. We'll then extend it over this area, like bridging it up. We'll bridge up over here, over here, over here, and then connect down to here rather than going underground, so we can visually see it a lot better. And it just kind of makes it look the area nice and like all industrialized, because this is the USA, boys. Power, that's what we kind of need. That's kind of what we need. And then so for this area, because it's going to be like all low density and all that, we don't mind that the train tracks kind of overlap roads and stuff. And it means we can get rid of this terrible connection there as well. So then we have the subway on this side, which we can make it go underground underneath this interchange, and then just hook up to this here. So we do one, like a single line that just goes back and forth there. So passengers get off there, onto there, interchange, swap over. So everyone is all fully connected to the subway, thus reducing the traffic. Hopefully, anyway. That's kind of where I want to try and go with it. So trains then, because we don't exactly know where the road's going to go, what we'll do is we'll kind of run it down to here, right? And we need to kind of bend it round there. Now, we are going to allow cargo trains to pass through, which is fine. We're only going to really have one passenger train at a time coming in. If it starts to get overcrowded, then we'll create a secondary route for the cargo. But if I pick here and then go... It's a bit too close, isn't it? Hold on. We kind of do it ourselves. Boom, like that to there. Because at some point, I will update it in the future. This area when we slowly work on it, but it's a way to get rid of this terrible connection over there. Then maybe I can do something down here at that point, because that restricts us down here, that connection. So that's all up and running then. Let's just give it some water. If I can get this all done, then the rest will follow. So with that now in, it needs power. So I'll quickly just drop in one of those there for power, meaning I can now get rid of this, as we no longer need it. Get rid of the train tracks. Get rid of the power grid. Do I still need the power grid? I do. Okay, luckily I don't delete any more then, because it's only going to go up to there. Right, it's only really for that to be connected, really, isn't it? Do you know what? Do I still need this? Let me delete that. Or is that self-sufficient on the power that it has? I think it is. Yeah, we should be all good. We should be all good. So, with that said then, passenger trains can come in, because we're allowing intercity trains. They'll transfer onto the subway stop. No people should be spied at all unless they get out in a vehicle. But then we need to connect this metro up. So let's just connect this up, and we'll make it go underground as soon as possible. Let's make it down by 15. There. All right, that's now underground. So we bring this up to here. We extend this one to there. Create a nice little bend. Beautiful. And we'll create a little loop. We'll get them to stop here then. That can be the interchange station. So we just want a little back and forth. As simple as that. There to there. And we can expand on it if it gets a little bit too crazy in the long run. But there we go. So now then, I have a solid connection bringing in passengers who can flip onto the metro and then go anywhere they like in the USA. Now we have connections for them to to get to Oil Town via the ships and the blimps and all that kind of stuff, and all that stuff is pretty much all connected via buses or metro. So it hooks them all up. But that's not the main thing I want to get from this. No, it's not, boys. No, it's not. The main thing is creating this connection to do cargo. So what I'm going to do now then is get rid of all the cargo lines that I currently have, because we're going to start from scratch. And then once the USA is fully up and running, then we can focus on Oil Town, because Oil Town needs to bring the stuff in and out from the USA. So we have to start at the core, at the head of the animal. You can think of Oil Town being the tail, or something like that. There's a metaphor in there somewhere, guys. There is a metaphor in there somewhere. So delete all this. I know it's going to be a negative thing for the USA for some time, but I need to kind of get rid of it. Alright, this is going to be painful now to try and get rid of all of this. Alright, not all of it I'm going to be able to delete. But that's okay, as long as I can get rid of the main bits. Then we're laughing all the way to the bank. Or not. Right, that's going to go over to here then, so delete that there. We'll actually delete it quite far back a bit. So I don't know how one side's going to connect to the other. I might keep it completely separate, one side altogether. Because I've got loads of plans. So while I'm doing this, we're going to see a big bulk of traffic now on the rise. Because they all seem to choose to export via ship over driving it outside the region for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what they're choosing behind that is. But now all the kind of cargo train lines are now gone, so we can then re-add them in. So like I said then, we're going to connect up these two first. And these are going to be our testers. I mean, I could quite easily kind of bring this one down as well and then merge it over or something like that. I don't know. I think it's going to be quite a feature to the downtown area. I think it's really going to make it all stand out. This could be quite cool. Or it could be quite terrible. We never know. We never know. I've also got to sort this out as well. I had plans for this and I just haven't touched it. Right, what are we going to do then? To the trains and bring this above ground by 10. There we go. And if we start here and we just simply do it in stages. Wow, this is going to be quite dominant. This is going to be like a beautiful feature to the region. Right to there, and it kind of goes straight here, so I bring it to there. Right, the bend happens here. Oh my god, this is going to be cool. It's probably going to look ugly, or people are going to hate it, but this is really going to create a solid feature to the town, to the city. Right, I got to make sure it's the perfect... Oh, this is wonderful. Like, run that all the way up like that, and it just passes over everything. Seeing cargo trains go by. It's kind of like an ode, a kind of symbol to what once was the powerful industry that we tear through the downtown with cargo, so everyone can see that this powerhouse of the USA is pumping out the goods, not realizing it's all coming from Oil Town. Right, and then again, to a certain extent, we start here. And I'm going to stop it there because that's when we need to create the bend to go around to flip over to connect over to here. So it's going to get a little bit tastier, if you ask me. So I like this. I like visually seeing it as well, because when it's all on the ground, it kind of doesn't really mean anything, does it? And look at the dominant shadow it puts on the highway. Oh! Am I getting is it weird that I'm getting too excited over this? We'll leave the comments at that one, guys. Right, okay, so now I've got to figure out the best way to do this. So if I went to about there on that passing, and then we bent to here. To there and to there, so it bends around quite nice, and then bring it down to earth over here. So that's going to run quite close. Actually, do I want it quite close? Or shall I delete a bit? And get it to run down this way so it stays away from the zoning, or what would be some potential zoning. Right, if I went there to there. Right, let's see how this would connect. Well, it's not too bad. It makes this one look a little bit weird now, this side, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, let me try this. Keep it quite, maybe keep it quite close. Yeah, we'll keep it a little bit closer to it. Why not? And it kind of sticks out a bit more here because it's got to do that little turn. So where is it there? It's actually kind of like here, isn't it? But we do 11 by 11 turn. Don't worry about the height because we'll sort that out in just a second. That comes down to there. Right, okay. So I think we'll choose it from that point there where we start the incline. And there to there. Is that a bit better? Oh, that's perfect, boys. That's perfect. So as of right now then, did I connect it up? Oh no, I haven't, no. So once I connect it up then, I'm not a fan of this now, looking at it. Maybe I make this bit go underground and then pop back up on the other side. See, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Because it looks so ugly and awkward at that point. That doesn't fit in. Going around. So, okay, if I'm going to make any of it go underground, it makes sense to make that bit go underground just here. So if I bring it to here and just make it fully go underground by 10, again we'll sort all out the lengths and the angles and all that kind of jazz. Bring it up to there, which is sweet, mate. So an 11 by 11 puts us there. Okay. So look how awkward that looks now. Let's sort this out. We'll go quite far back so we have a nice gradual incline for the trains. There we go. And that one's at a level playing field anyway, so we ain't got to worry about that. Right. Ta-da! So once I connect over there then, these two here have a solid network out of the region. Beast. Nice. I don't think we've seen any intercity trains come in just yet. Are they loading up for passengers yet? Let me get out of this. Not just yet. I don't really see anybody coming in. But that's okay, because it took a while on the other one, didn't it? So let's get this all hooked up over here. So, back to the choo-choo. And that's to there. So a 6x6 to keep it quite sharp. Pause, because we've disconnected some power lines there. How important are those? Not that important anymore, because it's connected up in the middle, so they can go. All these can go, sir. They are now all connected up in general, so they can disappear. Okay, these need more power, as you can tell. Oh, no, they did need power. Oh, dear God. Right, I'm going to kind of just go across there. Is that enough to connect it? Please say it is. Please say it's enough. Yes, it is. Right, nice. Yeah, so like, anyway, but as I was saying, so what we might see now then, look at these huge traffic jams. Now, what that is all of these vehicles, because there's an industrial section here, coming down here to go around and turn down to get over to here, which is blocking these guys turning off. So we need more, you know, transport connection, or cargo connections to get it all out. Which is why this side here could maybe be hooked up to a little export area over here just for these guys. And then maybe we connect it over somehow. Yeah, I'm definitely open to that. Have we had any passengers come in right now? We've had one passenger on that whole thing. So I think a train's come in and we haven't noticed it. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, seeing as that is now connected, right? A little bit of a height difference there, isn't there? We'll now take a look. Now, what if I sorted this road out here, how I originally wanted to do it? Could I then bring the trains in the middle and then connect them all up that way? It might not be a bad idea. Do you know what? That might actually be a good idea. So, what I'm going to do now then, guys, is I'm going to delete this and delete this. Because okay, I don't know, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I'm on about this area, see how they come down here and they split to go to the right or to go to the left? Now, rather than doing the split there, it could happen right here. So vehicles that want to go into the left will come down this road because I've put it back on the floor. And then rather than splitting there, it splits there and that kind of goes around and connects into that. This one is the same, comes over, connects to that rather than connecting there. It made sense. It makes a lot of sense. So we're going to, if I can now select it. Alright, boom, 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 ba-boom. Oh, I selected the wrong button. Well, that's okay. Okay, level it at the same level as that. But what I need to do is split it. So it doesn't need to be well, it is right now, that road. But I'll merge it as a 2. No, it can be that. It can be that. I split it into 1, then it goes into a 2 there. So that also makes no sense. Right, okay, where's the 2? Where's the 2 lane? I've really lost it. There we go. So make sure that this is to the ground. Yes. Right, pause, because we can now delete. Right, if we go up to there, delete that as well. And let's see how this is going to connect. This could be quite funny. Actually, not too bad. And then we'll upgrade this road. Because it does merge into a 2-laner. So it makes sense to continue it like that. So if I press play now then. And put this back into a 2-laner like that. So it's a bit of a weird shape. But that will also take the same shape in just a minute. And it will sort out the lane management, hopefully, anyway. So what is the lane management like over here? Well, I'll make that one go that way as well. Make that one go that way. So it might take a minute or two to sort it all out. But we'll see how it rock and rolls. So let's pause this one as well. And delete that back to there. This is going to be interesting as well to see this take place. So get the bend ready. Yeah, it's easy to do it like this and then flip it back around. So it's a bit funky, but yeah, it kind of works. It's kind of a little bit of illusion because of how the roads bend up, but it's perfect sizing. Which means that this then can come down a lot earlier. So if I selected all this. Actually, do you know what? No, if I don't select all that, if I select it, unselect that. No, unselect this, sorry. Select this. I've gone backwards now, haven't I? Right, yeah, to there. If I put that the same height as all of this. Oh, some bits didn't do what I wanted to do. That's okay. Boom. And then from there to there to there to there to there. No, we do it from there. We angle that to that. Because then I can make the train track go. All these 4 train tracks can merge into one single one there, and it kind of bends out over to that side. We could possibly even split it and have a second. No, I don't want a secondary one running around the other side. Leave it like that. Okay, upgrade this road at this point then to be that. Do I do it there? Yeah, why not? So that completely changes all of that, which is sweet, mate. And then changes how we do the train tracks in the middle. Now this is all pointing towards us now setting up for OilTown. So if I went from there, push this up to there. We have a train track in the middle, which we can then spurt out into different sides. So if I ran one this way, right, this is going to be quite difficult now, this bit. One to there. I'm going to try not to merge them all in. So let's see how a merger would work. See, it would work, but let me just kind of bend that over. Yeah, that would work. And that splits into the back two. And then these earlier two merge in a little bit closer. Or they could not merge in at all. We could put those on a completely different route altogether. Right, okay, so we're going to delete this to there. Now, these are not positioned the exact same way. So coming off there down to here, we're going to have a completely different setup altogether. So this is going to be quite interesting, to say the least. Now, if I brought that out to there and then went straight in, that's how that one works. Now, this one, like I said, is completely further out. So it has a wider drop into it, but in terms of going over the roads, a little bit close there, isn't it? Well, the vehicles go under it. Hold on, do they go under or not? Alright, wait for these. Now, I don't know if it's me. No, they don't go under. They don't go under. Okay. Right, so my first thing I would probably suggest is lowering this a little bit. Just down to there. Up in this a bit. Where's that one there? Up in that a bit. Right, that's perfectly fine now for the heights. So that's for the back two. Right, and then that one comes up like that one comes up there. I want this one to be hooked up to over here. So, the rail network, cargo train terminal. If I had... Because what it also does by doing this, it allows me to build on this land as well a bit better. Okay, so let me go back to the industrial road. And... Alright, if I just pick a point here. Just do that. But what I really want to do is turn it into a bend. There we go. So then a train station could take place, like, let's say here. I'm trying not to collide it with that subway stop. So if I went to there, how does that look? I could put it on this. Oh, see, I could put it on that side and it's better. Like that. So then delete, 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 like that. And then the train track. Sorry, by a 10. Whoa, what you got there? I'm not even looking at the right thing, am I? 11 by 11. Alright, we stick this up a bit more. Right, I know what I'm trying to do, but it's not working. Right, I need that bend to be a bit stronger. Alright, there we go. We'll roll with that. Now, I'll give you a reason to why this works. Right, I'll sort that in just a second. So why a connection so short like that works is because all of this industry, if it wants to get to any of these cargo exports here, they have to literally leave here, drive out of there, go round the roundabout here, across, round this roundabout to drive round to come down, then to drive down and come in. So if they could just go up to here and connect and get into there and it exports some stuff there, that's a winner for them, thus reducing the amount of vehicles taking that route, thus making these guys be able to go around and around that easy because there's no backed up queues there. But we'll see how that kind of goes in time. So it has its own dedicated shipping line there, which is good. So let me just sort this out. Alright, select from there. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Like that, we just sort out now the... Oh, wrong one. And we just set up the little bend that's been placed just there. Right. So the fact that we've seen vehicles come up and down here, they're using this. They're using it. That's just the new vehicles coming out the building. So it will give. These have already got their set routes, so they're going where they're going. But we'll give that time. So at the minute, it's only really this one that's connected to our main kind of grid setup. Have we seen any more trains coming out yet? Why does no passengers want to come and use this? Oh, there's a subway. 5 people have used it. There's a cargo train exiting right now. So it's handy. It's definitely handy. Right, we need to get these guys connected then. So we need to create another... Well, we need to connect these over. That does its own thing. We'll leave that because vehicles are going over to it, so it's good. Export's brilliant. Now, what I could do is, because you always got to think of this industrial area as well. What I could do for that is potentially having this one solely go around here, down there for an export route just there. Or I can connect the little export route over there and pull it in, connect it to these or something like that. This is where my brain needs to do some overthinking. Because where are those guys exporting? Basically, for these guys over here to export, in terms of the current situation, they either go up here, drive up there, drive out, or they come around down here, or what I think they're doing is probably coming up here, where the traffic jam currently is. Well, there's actually no traffic jam, it's on the other side of the road. Get down there to get down there to get down to there. Now, seeing how well this is being used, we could benefit with an export area over here, but it comes down to a point about now the trains. Now, I could keep that as it is, still hook up a little export route, but connect it onto it, which will be quite handy. But I think it would be even more handy for it to have its own route. So I might dedicate, like, for example, this one. Which, oh, they need more power. I'm sure I spotted that earlier and didn't do nothing about it. There we go. So I'm contemplating now, guys. I'm contemplating whether I should have this like I've done for that one. It makes sense, doesn't it? It kind of does. So what I'm going to do then, we'll bulldoze all of this just to there. And that to there. And then back to there will be the ones that connect up. Because I've still got to connect up Oil Town as well. So a 4x4. And that does its job. It's out of here. It skedaddles. And then, this is going to be a fun one now. So if I delete this to there and to there, we put at 10 in the air. And I'll make it go down the center to alleviate some of the traffic. And if I just kind of pick some spots real quick to there. And then what kind of bend are we getting there? See, that would look so good with the buildings either side as well. I like keeping it above ground just because you can see it. And then we need to connect it. So that is about right. So if I went down here by 13, okay, by 12, fine. 13 by 12, and connected it that way. Ooh, ooh. Look how less traffic there is now waiting to go down. Now I've got that set up. But I need to give these guys one as well. Now I know we have a road under here, so I could utilize the road underneath the highway to where our export area is going to be. So if I brought that up to there, because it's a road that you don't really normally see, and then we can use that as our little export area. And if I then dropped a cargo terminal here or there, now we'll push it a little bit further. We'll push it up to here. Gives it plenty of room for the train track to come over. And so basically about here then I want to bring this up to 10 as well. And if we pick, if I do like from that corner there to that corner as the crossover. Alright, now I do a 7 by 7 and then whatever that is. That connects over. We've got to do the heights as well. Then if I delete back by there. No, it doesn't cut it as much, so go back a bit more. That's a 10 by 10, that's better. That's more of an efficient curve. See, then that curve looks a bit mental then, doesn't it? It does. So how would I fix this one? So if I killed that back. And I mean, to go straight down there is, again, still a bit crazy. So if I went to there. Well, that's not as bad now, is it? It's not as bad. Right, let's sort out the heights of this. Alright, we'll start there. You can't really do much there. There to there. And keep that elevated. There we go. So we now have a solid export connection just there for those guys. Give it some water. Give it the power that it craves. So this area has a very close connection. And it looks a bit weird with all these currently elevated train lines, but when we eventually build more of the USA, it's going to fit right in. They're going to be in between the buildings. And I've done it to a way where it's not that evasive, and you can still get buildings either side, so really you're just going to see them cutting, tearing through, which would be quite cool. So I'm hoping that these guys kind of choose this. It's got a solid connection there. Train line straight out of its own dedicated port. Beautiful. We might see, yeah, we probably will see a reduced traffic around this area right now. They're bringing stuff to over here because that makes it so much more efficient rather than driving all the way around. Good. Traffic seems to have died down in general from what we originally had. These two guys over here are now hooked up to a simple export route, which is sweet, which leaves the region, which I'm quite happy about. Again, like I said, they have a dedicated export route as well. And we'll just see how it kind of grows over time. Now, we need to hook up OilTown in that fashion as well. So we got to think then, OilTown, what would be the best way? Now, we have multiple ways of doing this. We can hook them up to a current line, or we could potentially just hook them up out of the region so they don't even come into contact with the USA. but we kind of do at the same time, because there might be goods that want to be shipped to businesses in both countries. So I think the best idea would be to get it hooked up to something over here. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is, and what we've also got to think of is, the fact that if I hooked it up to one train line, say if I hooked it up to connected to this, and it was only these two hubs here, everyone who's using this line and this line could then decide, you know what, I don't want it to go to there. If I took it to this line, it can go straight to OilTown. So what I could potentially do is get both of these and those here, extend the train line from the opposite side, like swing it round and then both bring them in. And then to go down here, both sides, swing them there, connect them both in to go connect underground. And then we do a line off that goes straight to OilTown. So then all four of them are hooked up, and potentially it goes... Oh, that's going to be mental, isn't it? It's going to be one hell. One hell of a connection, that is. I don't know if that's the best option or not. I don't know if it's the best option, or have like a separate dedicated route in general. I'm liking how the trains are now passing through. It is kind of dope, isn't it? Have we seen it? Is it gone up anymore? To one. I don't think any passengers want to come in. But then again, it's one of those moments, isn't it, where we don't really have any more growth at the minute. But things could change when we set it all up. So, So let's say, why don't I hook up to these guys? But then again, it's that argument again. If any, they probably will stop using this one to export the goods, because they could probably want to take it to OilTown. So instead of going to there, they think, well, I'll just take it to here. That's connected to OilTown. It's one of the things we just don't know until we try, do we? We honestly don't know until we try. I don't know how much traffic it's going to then cause in terms of trains that just want to completely bypass these two to go straight to OilTown. And that's the other argument that I'm now going to make for not getting them hooked up to there. But it's like at the same time, we kind of need to, boy. We kind of need to. So what if I made... What if I made a little route here that just kind of comes up and then connects to there? And it just kind of ships the stuff out. That could work. Could work. Could not, but then we want the goods to drop off. So that didn't ask the question. So like, hey boy, would you want another export area somewhere else? That's the next question, isn't it? But then the argument comes back again to, wherever I pull it, they might start choosing that over the other ones because they want to ship to OilTown. What a dilemma this is right now. Right, I'm going to bite the bullet, and what I've done is I've connected up both these two now, because if they drop the goods out of OilTown to one of these two, it connected to these, just tears through, goes through the system. Otherwise, it hits on the train continues to go around, and it exports out. Now, if they want to bring the goods in, I'm just going to just see what happens. That's all I can really do, isn't it? All I can do is just see what happens. But just look how much we've reduced traffic with these trains. The way we've now set them up. It's ridiculous how more efficient it's now become, having these dedicated train routes. That's something that you can't argue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly set up these to make sure that the elevation is just right. Same on this side, because at the minute it is shocking. There we go. And on the ground, what we've got is that there. So I can then kind of create a little T junction, or Y junction. It's more of a Y junction. To then come down to connect up to somewhere in OilTown. But that's my next issue. Where in OilTown? Now, these guys complain about there's not enough raw material. So this is going to completely change OilTown as an island. Now, when you look at OilTown as an island, this is what we've got. We go to stations. We have a cargo station just there. We have a couple of cargo stations up here. And we got a couple of depots just there for the cargo. And then we have the over here. So we do need to hook it up to this current network. which I could create it as a little Y junction there to continue it down to maybe create something. Am I about to reclaim some more land? Guys, am I about to reclaim some more freaking land right now? Now, what is the traffic sitch over here? I don't know if I just connect it to this underground and then see how it goes. Because then again, the cargo thing's there. It'll cause a lot of traffic in this area. Where was the other one over here again? Oh, there's a bunch over there. Some of them are connected up and some of them are not. Oh, this is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one right now. So, right. It's going to have to bite the bullet again. It's just one of those things. You never know because you haven't done it or you don't know what to expect. So we're going to reclaim some land. Can't wait for the memes for next episode. Claim enough land right now. Oh, not terrain height, brush size. To build a train station. To import and export some solid goods. But also enough that we can transform and do the train route. Right, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's been a long episode. Right, okay, so. What's the bend? Well, it bends pretty much a 90-degree angle, isn't it? So 13 there, and I'll just run this straight up because I don't even care anymore. To there, and then we'll just make sure that we get, with no trees selected please, all that the same height as that one there. We'll quickly concrete it over real quick and just kind of go up to the mountain edge side there. Now what I want to do, I completely understand that I've paused the game at the minute and that at some point we're going to have issues with flooding, but if I do that to there, is that enough? Oh, I should have measured it. Okay, it's perfect. It is perfect. So if I did that, if I did one there and one there, but what I did was connect up this one like this. Right, hold on. And then move it a bit closer so we can have like potentially 2 import routes. If that makes sense. And this is where it gets a little bit tasty, to say the least. So bring that up to there. Alright, and then we tunnel this underground to there. So they're both the same. Kind of. Right. Roll with it still, guys. Just roll with it a second. What I then do is... Oh, let me go underground. Turn this into a Y junction. And you're probably thinking, why, Seniac? You'll see why just a minute. Right, continue to run that up. Run that up. I'm going to run that round just to there so I can create something special. So a Y junction's like this. So they can go in both directions. Now we'll do the same to, we'll do it to this one. But that, oh, we need a bit more room. Maybe I merge it in a bit earlier. There we go. So then this underground then needs to be connected to this over here. So let's make it pretty -15. I mean, it's going to change anyway. But if I come out to there, go straight, come out to there, like that. Right, where's that connection again? It's over here. So if I go as straight as I can. Oh, don't even tell me that's now gone above water. The whole of it is above water. That's hilarious. Well, that's no good, is it? Right. Oh, hang on. I'm not even on tunnel. Right, there's still a bit there that's kind of underground. I gotta delete that. Yeah, boy, it wasn't on tunnel mode. Right, like that there. Delete this. Now, when I'm about to press play, not only is it going to flood this area, but this is now about to revolutionise and completely change OilTown to how we have ever known it. So we got a couple of export areas down here. They're the closest port of calls for stuff. Right. So I don't know how much they're going to be used. Don't know. But it's trying to be a buffer between this stop over here. Right now. Which is going to be heavily used. And then we got a load of stops over there which will probably be divided between it and all that kind of jazz. We're going to see how this goes. Oh man, I'm kind of nervous. I am kind of nervous. So, first things first, let's get ready to reset the sea level. So give it a moment before the water starts to rise, and every so often, boom, reset. I said reset. There we go, and it will continue to rise a bit more. No, are we good? Are we good? No, we're not good. Right, let it rise. Reset to sea level. This is how we reduce the flooding, boys. How much more is it going to rise? Right, once we know it's all good, I'll do one more reset just to be on the safe side. Now. I think that's all okay. Right, okay. So it's going to take a minute or two just to kind of let them understand that they're now officially connected and how it simply is going to work. And what we need to kind of pay attention to now is, do they stop using this and this now to start using these two to transport the goods? If that's the case, then we might have to kind of include these two on this. But then my issue would be then, are we going to cause some train jams? We don't know. Ultimately, guys, we just don't know. I mean, we got some ship jams, let alone train jams right now. But we'll just see over time how it kind of plays out. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Cargo train going out. So they don't really want to use this as a passenger line, do they? Which is kind of crazy. But then we're not really growing... Oh, not enough water. Maybe that's what it... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! We don't have enough water in general. Where are we pumping water from? I can use some of these water towers, couldn't I? Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to use some of these water towers. I'll put them up... Do you know what would be kind of cool? Putting them up on the hills. That's a great way. I don't know how they initially got water up there in the first place. But I'll drop it there. Is that enough for water? How much more do they give us again? They give us 160,000 more. Yeah, it's giving us a nice chunk in water. Right, we'll go with that. It's like a spaceship, isn't it? Right, are we seeing trains going underneath yet? No one's used it just yet. But again, because of how slow the game is now currently simulating, we're going to have to wait for some time. Oh no. Oh no, I thought I had no traffic going underneath then. I was going to say. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. But no, I don't think the routes have been updated just yet. So we'll see. Look how quiet this area has now become. But when you think about it, like how quiet this area has become as well. Now we're done. See, that's when you actually do it and you make it efficient, the train lines and the cargo. Because the biggest issue in cities is cargo traffic. I mean, you don't really start getting traffic issues until you start building a large cargo industry. And as long as you set up your export routes perfectly and efficiently, you can solve traffic issues very, very simple. Nice. And this will be used more once this area is built up a bit as well. So it's all good. It's all good, boys. So we're just now waiting for that first train to make it across the border. Something's flooded there. Oh, is there a bit of a train track there? Right, any trains crossed the threshold yet? Not just yet. I bet they're all going to be running. All going to be running to get the first train across. Where's that going? That one's just turned. So not just yet, boys. It hasn't happened just yet. But it will at some point. And guys, I've just spotted it. I've just spotted the first cargo train going across. Nice. And it's the first train, and it's bringing the goods from OilTown to the USA. Right, I'm just kind of paying attention to everything else. So I wonder where it's going to go. No trains have decided to come from the USA yet to OilTown. So it's USA buying the OilTown goods. And we're just now waiting for it to make its way over here and actually pick a place to go. I mean, I'm quite excited to see where it actually goes. Whether it hits up one, if it hits up one of the cargo harbors here, that's solely to get the goods to the USA. If it doesn't and it goes straight out the region, it's to simply sell the goods. So we kind of get a better understanding of what OilTown wants to do with its cargo. So it's coming out in this direction over here, and if it stops here, we know it's selling the goods in OilTown, in USA. I'm getting the countries mixed up already. So up it comes. It's only got one lousy little thingy-majig on it, which is okay. It's the first good. It's the first set of goods. And where does it go? Does it stop here? I don't think it's gonna. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, so OilTown is officially selling goods in the USA. Nice. So hopefully that little back and forth now happens. And the fact that I can see all the underground lines of where the train track is. And hopefully now that the industry in OilTown has a little bit more raw resources. Like I said, I don't expect this to be used as much. These two here, but they're there anyway, just in case. There's more trains now heading out. There's another train just there. Which that one's got another cargo thing on. Any more going out? Right, one's going to the left. I wonder if they'll start bringing the goods from over here at some point. Oh, I wonder how that's going to change the traffic in OilTown, because now we've got like a solid connection route out here in multiple ways. I wonder how the goods transform. I mean, a lot of them will still just take it to the closest one. But shipping the goods between the two countries, that's kind of glorious. Okay, where's this next one? It's currently... Oh, has it already made it over here? Oh, it must have done. Oh, no, there it is. It's literally just come out right now. So, does it go to this one? I bet you it does. If it doesn't even bypass it, it's going to sell it. No, it stopped there as well, boys. There's a train coming in as well. Getting rid of them goods. Oh, and it's now continuing to go that direction. So that's like an added bonus, isn't it? That really is. I think it's been a huge success then, guys. I think it has been a huge success. Yeah. So that now allows me to build more industry in general, because we have these solid cargo routes now set up, and it's minimalized the traffic in the USA, which is something that we had a big issue with for quite some time. And the growth can continue to happen now in OilTown. Now, I think I might have to kind of bring this road up to connect it up to here as well, because to export to these two, it's quite a drive, isn't it, they've got to do. So we'll get a little bit closer. And hopefully now, as time goes on, OilTown can slowly start to flourish again. And all these industries can get their raw resources, because we have some better cargo connections. So it's been a long episode today, guys. I completely understand it's been a long one. But it's been some fundamental work that we've got done, and we've now just bridged the gap between the two nations. Oh, there's actually a train going out there. Nice. Nice. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good. Bye.